American football's a bit like that.
All right, I think in about 10 seconds. No, we're live now. So there's a warm welcome and welcome to the emergency game show, where I thought, wouldn't it be nice if we had a show talking about culture and history and politics and all that, but from the perspective of how what do games with stuff. Yeah, there we go. You took too long to make your move. Scuggy wins. So I thought, just to mix things up a bit, it would be nice to play a game whilst I'm on with a guest, and Scuggy's my first guest, so thank you very much for joining me.
Hello, my
And I
friend.
said, yeah, hello to you too. So I'm
Good evening, my friend.
going to go online. I'm going to challenge Scuggy to a game, and so
I'm
the
also-
idea is we just talk a bit about games whilst playing backgammon, which is one of my favourite ancient games. So you mentioned you like chess.
I'm not good at it, but I like it.
Oh, I'm rubbish at chess as well. So we'll find out just who is the shittiest player. Anyway. Oh, am I rolling? No, it says I'm rolling. It's your turn to roll. Roll a dice, and we'll find out who goes first. Oh, that's not good. We're tied. No. I got to roll again. Yeah, beat that if you can.
Oh,
all right. So I've got a 5 and a 3, and I'm the white pieces. So let's go for this, and
what's wrong with the black pieces?
Well, blacks go last because Uga.
That's how it is in chess as well.
Blacks always go last. It's the way they are. I mean, these games are thousands of years old. Who are we to challenge what our ancestors determined for the play? But the thing is, in backgammon, it's whoever rolls highest goes first, and then the 2 rolls you get. So yeah, it's your go. I really like backgammon. I like that there's chance involved. It doesn't involve skill, so I don't have to think. Well, you do have to think in backgammon, but the level of strategy is not quite like chess. I mean, if you and I play, the only problem is I'd love to play Scrabble on a thing like this, but then you'd see all my pieces. So I'd have to find like some sort of way where I could scroll the screen so you could only see a bit of it like that.
Or I could just not look.
Yeah, there is that too. You could use Scout's Honor.
I can't spell though, so
oh yeah, you've got to have the high spelling IQ to be good at Scrabble.
So
it's yeah. Wow, there's word salad. You're using $5 words, and then there's actually like knowing what the words mean and going, hey, that's the thing, though. Word salad doesn't mean you're quick with words. It just means you know a lot of words you can bamboozle people with.
Yeah, pretty much. Obfuscation, isn't it? It's what they do with like try to make shit art good, or try to make people think it's better. It's just like say, what does this mean?
Oh, you roll doubles, yeah. So when you roll doubles, it effectively means you get 4 moves, which is really good.
I've got 4 ones.
Which means you could move 1 piece 4 squares, you could move 2 pieces 2 squares, you could move 1 piece 3 squares, another piece 1 square. It's up to you what you do. So there you go. You've made those 2 safe. I can't take them. And then when it lets you click, see, this is the thing. If you or I were in the pub right now, it'd be much easier to move these pieces. But this game, the user interface is not as easy as that.
Oh, do you have that tabletop simulator on Steam?
Oh, you know what? That actually might be an idea, because then we could play Snakes and Ladders and things like that.
Yeah, I've got it, and
I've even seen people with like they've made Warhammer 40k miniatures in the game, and they're just moving the pieces along, and they're consulting the rule book in their lap or something, and it's like, that's brilliant. I didn't realize how powerful Tabletop Simulator was. Oh, there you go. You've taken one of my pieces, so I've got to try and get it off the barn next time. But I mean, you and I, we both enjoy video games, and I got to say, thanks to you lot, I've been playing Minecraft again, and I've been enjoying it. It's nice to just be on and it's like, look, guys, I mean, there's my shed, so I've done that bit. Can I just go and make roads now? And I make the roads, and then Adam comes along and just says, you know what, make this road better, railway. So we make a railway, and it's like, I like this. It's like, I mean, you guys have made some fancy houses, and we got a church. Yeah.
Mine's fucking shit.
Who's the one who's made the caravan?
Oh, that was Marco.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Oh, I got double 4, so I can immediately get that off the bar. And then I can't, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can't move those any further. So let's see, these ones I can move forward. So, hey, look, I've got 3 dice left, so I'm just going to move these 3 counters all there. And, oh, hi, gang.
It's me talking to the 3 people watching this. Oh, 4. Oh, I should probably share this in my Discord.
Yeah, do that. It's Skugge's turn.
Oh,
so they knew this was going to happen, but
let me just hear everyone.
And I think that people have done these before. I mean, there was a podcast called Control Alt Delete, and there was a guy who did some reviews of video games from the early 90s.
Wasn't that like a cringy thing?
No, it was Control Alt, right? Control Alt Delete. I forget. Oh no, Control Alt Delete was a webcomic, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's what I remember, because I remember people making fun of it. But
well, there was that one panel which got turned into a meme, and that's all I remember.
Was that Lot?
I don't even know what the character's got. So I got a 5 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Minecraft is one of those games where I play it every like year or so, and I'm like, yeah, this is grand, and then I just don't get the energy to play it again. It's kind of like The Sims.
I have that with Factorio. I get like occasional bouts where I'm playing it. I get really into it, and then even to the point now where I've got 32 gigs of RAM in my system, so I can have those massive maps with the idea that I'm just going to have rail systems going into all these ore patches, but my bases never get to the point where I need that many minerals. So I just got to figure out. People say, "Oh, what you need to do is you need to ramp up your science production and have lots of little bases everywhere." Oh, it's my turn. Okay, so let's roll the dice. So I can bet.
Backgammon was always one of those things where I saw people play it and I was just confused, and I thought it was a lot more complicated than it really is.
But no, you play it and you realise, like, oh, actually, this is fairly simple. I mean, I suppose what's confusing about it is when people get the extra rules in, and those rules are about gambling, and gambling always makes things complicated because you're trying to confuse and put off your opponent. But really, backgammon, when I play it, I mean, there's this one pub I like, and they got one of the tables in the pub is a backgammon piece, and I said, hey, this is a backgammon board. It's like, oh yeah, if you look in the shelf underneath, there's dice and there's playing counters. Well, no, they got playing counters were in there, but if you wanted dice, you have to go up to the bar, and they say, oh yeah, that way it stops people nicking them.
For fuck's sake. Stealing fucking dice, you can get like loads of cheap.
I know, but you know, some people will just walk off with these things, and we can't have nice things. So I can't bear any of those off because I got 1 and a 4. So if I move that there, that's a 1, and then if let's see, what can I do? That one, can I do that? Yeah, I can do that 4. So the idea behind this thing was just, wouldn't it be nice just to have a game where start off with a game, have an hour talking about games, and just something nice and comfy, really.
Video games,
board games, the history of games. I've been re-listening to Herodotus. I read it about 15 years ago.
Herodotus?
Because I was playing. Yeah, I mean, I was playing Rome Total War. That came out in 2003, and then about 2000.
I know who you mean now. He did the histories, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it. And so Herodotus kept getting quoted in the game, and I thought, hey, this guy's pretty based. I'm going to start reading more about it. So I found the collected histories in the library, took it out, read it in about 2 weeks, and I thought, this is brilliant. Especially like the story about the Egyptian architect who made a loose stone in the pharaoh's treasury, so his 2 sons could nick the pharaoh's treasure, as one does.
The pharaoh's treasure.
Yeah. Well, he thought he wasn't going to get paid by the pharaoh, and he was right. He didn't get paid by the pharaoh. He's just like, oh, well, I've got an insurance policy, you see. One of these stones in the treasury's loose, and so my sons can go in there and help themselves to any gold or other valuables they want.
Oh. Did you know that, this is kind of unrelated to that, but later on, they used to make
good wrong
paint out of mummies, like
Did they?
Mummy brown. They just smash up the corpses and they make it into paint.
Of all the things you can make a brown pigment from, I mean, brown's one of the easiest to get hold of colours.
I know, but apparently it was a really good, like, leathery brown.
Well, yeah, considering it's like thousands of years old leather.
And didn't they used to eat them as well?
Ugh.
The knights used to eat the mummies or something, like fucking loonies.
Well, it would sounds like if you eat the mummies, you get magic powers, and it's like, no, that's a lie. You just get cancer, and you get really sick. I don't even.
The only I was reading Plato a while ago, the Republic.
Mm.
And that's been the only thing I've been doing with ancient Greek stuff as of yet. But apparently, when you're reading philosophy, you're meant to start with the Greeks.
Are you?
Because it's like the earlier on it is, the more basic it is, and then it builds up from that as time goes on.
Oh, I've got a 1, so I'm rolled there. Yeah, I mean, I've never really bothered reading any of the philosophies. I mean, it's all good stuff, and the Greeks thousands of years ago was the same thing. But I find really just sort of reading history and culture is good enough for me. I suppose one of these days when I get older, I might read it and just go, "Oh, why didn't I get around this sooner? Why did I have to be just such a Philistine pleb and just turn my nose up at that and say, God, it's all intellectual bollocks, isn't it?"
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to be in the pub and I want to play Aunt Sale, Welly Wanging, or if you're in Belgium, backgammon. Or if you're in Belgium, they got a game they call cowpat bingo. Have you ever seen this?
Oh no! What? It sounds hilarious.
They get like a field and they divide it into grids, and you place bets on where cows are going to piss and shit.
Oh, I've seen something like that on was it Fred, Gino, and Gordon's Adventure in America, where they have chicken shit bingo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not just because I saw it in Belgium, and I just thought there must be something unique about the Belgians where they're just paying and placing bets on where cows are going to piss and shit in the field. It's like, B1. He's had a number 2 on B1. Oh, it's my go.
Yeah, it's like they put a chicken in a cage, and wherever it drops a stonker off, it wins the money. It's like you buy a ticket that says that's the number on it, and all these fucking hicks are just gathered around this chicken in a cage.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like there's something about these games where it's just like, I like people's imagination where they come up with these creative ideas to pass the time. And considering what the world is like at the moment, passing the time's not a bad thing. It's good, and
it's fuck off to do. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all well and good just going to the pub and having a drink with your mates and having a laugh, and I'm all up for that. But it's really good when you're having a laugh with mates and you're all playing a game together as well. I remember for my birthday, my mate came over and he says, "Oh, can I bring some of my games with me?" And I said, "Yeah, bring Cards Against Humanity with you. That'll be a laugh." So we're all drunk. We're playing Cards Against Humanity. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like it, but I do.
Were you there when I can't remember who I was playing with, but Hemi and myself and some other guys were there, and we're playing Cards Against Humanity and playing Scribble afterwards. And I won Cards Against Humanity. I had some exceptionally good punchlines, and I kept getting the good jokes that building up to it. So I was just very pleased with that.
Oh, when you get the perfect matchup for a double one, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to crush this.
I know when I've got a card that says Jimmy Savile on it, I was like, this can be particularly spicy. I don't know what the joke is, but you know something good's going to be there.
What was I going to say?
It's Scuggis' turn. There we go. This is actually pretty even, isn't it? I mean, you and I you've got less out on the board than I have, but I've got 5 pieces, you've got 2. But my 5 pieces are closer than your 2. All right, so what's going to happen now? I'm going to just try and get all my pieces into the home square. So,
some forms of backgammon have like a D6, but the numbers are all like strange numbers, like 64 and stuff.
Yep, that's the doubling die. So you place a bet, and then you can double it, and so you end up like a bet that's 64 times your original bet. I mean, if you're placing a bet at 5p and you've times that by 64, you've got 50p, and then let's see, 50 times that is 100. That's £5. £2.50 plus 14. What's 14 lots of 5? No, so I do 10 lots of 5. That's 50. So that's £3, and then 4 lots. So yeah, your bet of 5p can get 64 times to £3.20. I mean, there's some serious money there. I mean, £3.20. That's a decent pint of imported, foreign beer. That is. Double 5s. 1. All right, 2, 3, and there's my 4th one. I've started to bear them off. It's warming up now.
How do you bear them off? You have to have one?
You got to have all of your counters in your home square. That's the 4. So you see, there's like 4 corners of the board.
Yeah, I see.
If you've got anything which isn't in your home quarter, then you can't bear off.
I gotcha.
No, I was lucky. I rolled double 5s. I had like 4 moves then. Very good 4 moves.
There's 2 people watching.
That's you and me. Yeah, that's right. I mean,
whatever.
Do I have an hour's worth of content for this? I mean, we could talk about games for a bit, but I'm almost sort of happy just to do it. It's like, this is the pilot episode, and we'll do like a half hour or something, just like proof of the concept, it works. And
we could do chess next time. Yeah,
we could do chess, and that would take an hour. If we get tabletop simulator, you see, the idea of one of these simple games is accessible. I mean, anybody that comes on, they can play this. What I might have to do it later in the day, because Hemi says he'd like to be on, but he's driving at the moment.
Oh yeah, I heard him on a Discord auto threw me in his voice chat, and he sounded like he was like flying through the air or something.
That's it. Yeah, but of course on Wednesday evenings there's patriotic unalternative, so can't. It's like you got the Great British Break Off on BBC One, and there you're on BBC Two with Welly Wanging Championships, and I'd much rather watch the Welly Wanging Championships, but it's me and 10 other viewers.
I think I would watch that, honestly. I want to do that. I want to do that cheese wheel race.
The one in Gloucester where they chase after the cheese, and all right. So in this game, I've played games of backgammon before where you see I've got like 4 6s. I've rolled a double 6. So I've been able to bear off the pieces which are on number 6, but I'm clicking on. You can see what ones I'm clicking on because it's on the screen. So I'm clicking on that, and it says I can bear it off. Well, I've played games before where I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would effectively move there. And that just makes the games longer. But there's some rules where they actually just say that, no, in this case, you can just bear it off. So we'll do that. There we go.
I didn't. Can you? Is it like a different rule set where you can go backwards?
Well, it's only once you're in the home. You're in the home quarter, in which case you can move like backwards up until say like you got one there and you roll a 6. So in which case you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm hoping you can follow my mouse and that the audience at home can follow it along.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's a case of like, oh, okay, you've bared off everything there, you've bared off everything there. Now, no matter what you roll, as long as it's greater than 1, 2, 3, 4, as long as I roll greater than 4, then that will do. So this one will go in. There we go. And then that one there, that's a 5. There. I mean, I've been to pubs before. I went to this one in a village somewhere in the Shire, and they had Welly Wanging, and I had a go at it. I was like, this game's bloody hard. I mean, you're throwing Wellington boots, and of course, being that they're rubber, it's really unpredictable where they're going to land. But there's some people that are actually good about it, and they got so much experience Welly Wanging, they can predict reasonably where it's going to go. I suppose it's a bit like bowls or petang, where, I mean, in bowls and petang, you've got balls, and you're trying to get them as close to the centre ball as possible. Bowls, you roll them, and petang, you're lobbing them.
Oh, I'd never heard of that. Petang.
They play it in the south of France. They've got these steel balls, and you've got a wooden ball. So someone throws the wooden ball, and it's one of those games you can play in a cafe whilst it's 40-degree heat, and you're smoking a Galosis in one hand and ciggy in the same hand, and you're petang in the other hand. It's a good game to while away the summer evenings, especially if you're an old bloke. I'm looking forward to when I'm an old bloke and I can just like go, you fancy a game of petang? Fancy a game of bowls? We've got a bowls club in my town, actually, but seeing as the Ching Chong Cough has closed everything, I can't play it.
The one cough policy.
Yeah. And there it is. There we go. I know. Better luck next time, Scott Gibb, but it really does fall down to the roll of the dice.
Look at my poor black man face.
I know. Look at my happy. No, Bill, I'm not playing with you anymore. So that's it. And then how do I stop the screen sharing? I mean, I suppose I could do screen sharing a bit. Let's go. Oh no, I closed that screen, so I didn't, because I didn't have any prep played. It was more like, you know what, games are great, aren't they? Yeah, I love games, me. And that was it. It's just like that's the pitch. I suppose we could do. Why don't we do backgammon, the history of? So if I go share the screen again, allow. What am I looking at here? Oh, I'm looking at the YouTube window. That's nice and confusing.
So you should be
backgammon.
Should be careful when you do the full screen one, because you can accidentally show a link to the.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I can do the doxy stuff as well. But was I? Wait a minute. What is it? I'm sharing the YouTube, aren't I? That's a bit sort of Inception-y. No, I don't like that.
You're checking out your own stream.
Yeah, sorry. No, this stop sharing screen and let's share the right one. Backgammon. There we go. Episode. So there we go. Oh, look, I can follow my cursor along, and So backgammon is one of the oldest known board game. It can be traced back nearly 5,000 years to Mesopotamia. It's a two-player game. And well, it's describing the game, and well, we know the game because we just played it. So backgammon is a member of the tables family, one of the oldest classes of board games. Oh, we got somebody's joined the stream, so let's add them in, and they can say hello. Hello. I was never married.
Hi.
So,
hello, my friends.
Guys.
Hello, my friends.
You don't sound like my ex-wife. Last I heard, she was in Spain, and then she was teaching English as a second language. So yes, welcome to the game stream. And I thought, Sergey and I have just played a game, as I'm sure you all saw, and I thought we'd talk about games what I like to play at a pub, because we all like a bit of vidya. But the thing is, everyone likes games, and you don't have to be like super into Grand Strategy 1914 game. You can be into Welly Wanging or Aunt Sally.
Welly Wang.
Oh, in fact,
That's Welly Wang.
That's Welly Wang. Do not mention. Oh, here we go. So Aunt Sally. Now this is a game which is actually from the Shire. It is from Oxfordshire. So Aunt Sally is a traditional English game usually played in pub gardens and fairgrounds, in which players throw sticks or batons that model of an old woman's head. Yeah. So can we get a better version of Aunt Sally? There we go. Oh. Throw the stick up Aunt Sally's head.
Hobbit. I've realised now that's actually relevant. Do you know what cube is? Cube. Kube, I think it's called.
Kube.
Yeah, it's a Viking game from about 1,300 years ago.
Oh, is it that like ridiculous chess looking thing?
No, it's not chess. It's actually like a throwing game where you throw blocks of wood at other blocks of wood. I've actually got a set.
Nice.
Yeah. So at some point, if we do a games night meet up, we can actually do that.
Yeah, I'll be up for that.
Yeah, let me up. Yeah, I think it's called Viking.
My
robot You're roboting really bad.
Yeah, you're roboting.
Okay, then. So no, I don't think we'll do. If I try to get I'll get like a video clip and I'll download it and play it on VRC. But in the future, what I might like to do is put a couple of video clips to show people playing Aunt Sally, Cube, Welly Wanging.
Right.
Welly Wanging.
A Hobbit. If you check your DMs in Discord, I'll send you the wiki link. I've just found it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, I don't think there's much need to be said about backgammon. It's one of the oldest games around, and it's nice. Old games, it doesn't matter that they're old. You can still be fun. I mean, if you guys were around for my premiere last hour, I'm playing June from 1992, and I'm still enjoying it because I think it's a very pretty game. The in-game music's good, and I'm having fun doing my own little musical melodies on top of it. But is the screen share going to work? It's just black. There we go. I like that. In France, the game is called Game of Massacre.
Bit dramatic.
Yeah, I like that.
I stopped playing games. Well, that's not true, but I don't. I don't know. I feel a good game's always a good game, but there's just other things I'd rather do. Like maybe I burn myself out as a teenager on them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we can binge on stuff to the point we're sick of it. But yeah, I mean, you're telling me
everything's shit now. It's the same with I've heard some people say they don't watch TV, and it's because it's mainly shit. There's other things to do, but I really don't blame people who don't really keep up with stuff because
I watch game shows, but that's about it.
Yeah, I spend more time watching the odd game YouTuber than I do playing games. I was playing to pass a bit of time. Sometimes I'll play, some kind of fucking what do you even call them? A battle royale game. But I just I don't like. the game has to be really good for me to like sit there. So like God of War 2018, that was good. Like
I don't really. The most games that I play these days are like grand strategy, like slow paced games.
I've never been into those ever.
There's a game called Guntish for the Golden Gun. It's just like Cappy sent me this link about Cub and
Cube.
Cube. Oh yeah, because you know they're Vikings, aren't they? But I'm interested.
Vikings.
I'm more interested in Aunt Sally because the more I read about it, the more based it is. I mean, it's just it's like the origin of the term. It's been suggested the term is based on a blackface doll inspired by a low-life character named Black Sal.
Oh, so I'm on the official Cube website. Right,
Cube.
And I've just got the roster for because the championships are actually somewhere around here, and literally they've got the team names right for the Cube teams, right? And the registration is great. Cuban Missile Crisis, right? Corn on the Cube, new Cubes on the block, straight out of Cubeton, Kiss and Kubel. Rubik's Cube. Mine Coop. Cuban Fever. Ye old tossers.
Nice. I want to be on that team.
Oh, that's great. The Cheshire Tossers. The Cuba Divers. Cast Cubes. This is fucking beautiful. This is the best list I've ever found. Fight Cube. Citizen Cube. Ice Cube. Cube
nice.
fighting. Cubosaurus Rex.
Nice.
Cuba Dub Dub.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's just the thing is, I mean, I thought we'd start with pub games because I mean, one of the things I like is you go to a pub and it's all well and good drinking with your mates and having a laugh, but if you can play a game with them as well, I mean, so much the better. And I'm looking here, I'm just looking here at this Aunt Sally game, a game which is in the Shire. I mean, we've been talking about like the beer festival in Charlbury and
Doxed.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And yes, that's right. I'm from that.
Last year, I played some tabletop. I went to this like. It would have been a lot more enjoyable if I played it with people I actually liked. Because basically, like, I tried to play D&D, and I went to this because I didn't really have that much else to do. Like, I was kind of feeling lost, and it was just so uncomfortable because they were just all like liberal commies. Oh. And it, like the kind of jokes I wanted to crack and the kind of and it was just I had to force it, and I was like, okay, I'll just stop going.
I wanted to get into D&D stuff, but it's just there's no one around here.
Well, it's the problem is that the only people who play it usually as well, you know, it really is. You know. It's something weird happened where you know, like normies don't really do it. I know it got popular with kind of in America with like, you know, when cosplay and let's plays took off, like girls only got into it then, and then started demanding representation and like it exclusively appealed to them, even though it's not even about the games or the stories. It's about dressing up and like getting attention for them, right? So like. The people who used to, I don't know, I swear back in the 90s and early aughts, like a lot of gamers were a lot more normal, you know, that kind of Gen X, older millennial type with like the kind of like skater people, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, this is the
like
thing.
Gamers, like cool out people-ish.
I like games like Dungeons and Dragons, and I remember I played one called Slay Industries, which I'm told is like Cyberpunk Glasgow. And and the thing is, it's fun when you make a character sheet and you do all the min-maxing and you just like you figure out like loopholes in the game to give yourself extra skill points, saying because you can take like allergies and stuff. So like in the game you can never see the stars as it's constantly raining. So it's like Yeah, I've got a deadly phobia of stars and being. I've got a dead allergy of being struck by lightning or asteroids. So the game master just said, "Yeah, you're out amongst the rooftops. You're going to a planetarium, and Hobbit, roll the dice. You've been struck by an asteroid and you die." It's like, oh, well, I just spent all day creating that character. Yeah, no, you have to do another one. Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah, but just to finish my point up, so you know the old trope of like how they portrayed in movies, like like gamers are these unemployed, like sometimes smelly, like people with weird politics. Yeah, it's like no, those are actually the people who play D&D now in Britain. So you imagine me, I'm just there like, oh, this isn't what America pretended it was, so I was just like
one of the things is I'm not so much interested in the games themselves.
They all go on Reddit now.
Although the more and more I read about Aunt Sally, this is a game which is interesting me a lot, especially as G.K. Chesterton is talking in his anti-German book, The Crimes of England. There's something that Bruce ought to read. You see, it refers to the wooden likeness of Paul von Hindenburg as a wooden Aunt Sally. But the thing is I'm not so much interested in the games. I mean, I had Minecraft and I bought it years ago, like when it was new. Oh, just a minute.
I got it when it was new as well.
Carry on.
But, right, yeah. I have no idea what Hobbit is talking about. I don't know if you guys do.
What? What about Aunt Sally?
Yeah, what? That's an old game set in the Shire?
Yeah.
Right, okay. That was popular when? Is it a computer game? Is it tabletop? Like,
no. Apparently, people just got outside the pub and there was this black woman mannequin, and you throw sticks at it. Sounds great.
Yeah, that was what Aunt Sally was.
Yeah, so if I scroll up there, I mean, there's a drawing of Aunt Sally, and let's make it big so that the audience at home.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
so
and
that's
it's
where
just
that phrase comes from. Because I know Aunt Sally is like an inoffensive insult, but is it actually a racial insult now?
Wow, I mean, she was like a black Aunt Sal. It was a black-faced doll. Although these days it's usually just a wooden peg, and you're throwing sticks at the Aunt Sally. But my point is, I got some hay fever medicine delivered to my door. So I'm not going to a pharmacy, not in these conditions. So my point is, I'm not interested in Minecraft, but I started playing it with Scuggy and his mates, and I'm just like, okay, I've made my shed. So I've done the mandatory build a house. Now I'm just going to build roads.
And it's don't get it.
Well, the thing is, no, and they said, why are you building roads? And I said, so that way I know where I've been. And then I kept building
Minecraft. I just don't.
Well, the thing is, I don't get it either, but I started playing it, and it's fun when you play it, and you sort of see what people have done. And I saw some build.
I have friends that try to play it on the Xbox, and I'm just like, this is shit. I just don't get it, man.
It's better as a PC.
What Minecraft?
Yeah.
How can you not get Minecraft?
Years ago,
Minecraft.
Fucking what? I don't get it.
Well, you don't see the entertainment in it. I mean, for example, I wouldn't see the entertainment in playing a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons with people that are just going to say, "Oh, you can't talk that way." And it's like, well, if I can't talk like how I am, then I'm not going to be able to relax and not going to be able to enjoy it. So, well, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, so I don't, like I said, I don't really care about the game. I mean, there's some games I really do enjoy. Like my cousin years ago got me into Factoria, and I said, the thing is, I heard about Factoria in 2012, and then 4 years later, he says, "Hey, do you want to play Factoria with me?" And I said, "No, I don't know. I saw it. I didn't see the appeal." And then because I started playing with him, I was like, this is like Minecraft, but better because it's all about automating things.
Well, I tell you, it's the aesthetics for me with D&D. I was just going to say, if you guys want an entertaining show about like funny entertaining, do you ever see a guy called Spoonie? Do you know who that is?
I've heard of him, yeah.
Before he went off the rails years ago now, he used to be like... it was weird because like he'd talk about like all this nerdy stuff, and he was one of the first kind of gaming like kind of YouTube reviewers. But the difference was like he seemed like a guy who wasn't autistic and had normal social skills. So, and this is when he was at his peak before he sort of became a neat. He pulled a woes, but he he's got a whole series called Counter Monkey, trying to encourage people to get into it with people they like, and it genuinely is really entertaining if you're into that stuff. And what the brilliant thing was, though, it was so weird. The more successful he got, the more like lazy and liberal he got, until he was like the shrieking like anti-Trump shill on Twitter, and that's all he did. But before that, man, like he would make gay jokes, he would make racially insensitive jokes. He was that guy. He just seemed like another guy. The only difference was, he kind of grew up in the middle of I don't know, wherever the fuck he's from, Texas or Arizona or something. And
Hey guys, I found the forum for tossers like us. The Tossing Games Forum.
What, 4chan?
It's called the Tossing Games Forum, and it's all on based on tossing games, and the games what you can good old toss off on. So now we've done answer. I want to look at Welly Wanging. That's Welly Wang. Welly Wang. Have you ever done Welly Wanging? I have done it.
Look at that North 50. Welly Wanger right there.
What are you talking about? He looks southern to me.
No, I'm afraid that my welly has never been sufficiently wanged. So, yeah. It's a slow burner. So what's the rules of wanging wellies then, Hobbit?
You've got to throw a welly at a target, and the closer you get to it, the better. So it's a bit like bowls. But let's see what Wikipedia says about Welly Wanging.
Do you have to say it like that every time?
Welly Wanging.
Yeah.
Welly Wanging. Boot throwing is a sport in which competitors are required to throw a Wellington boot as far as possible. Really? Okay. Oh. So, hey, this is from the West Country, my lover. And it probably became part because the beginning I've played Welly Wanging before, but it's not about throwing it as far as possible. It's like you have to stick in the pub lawn, and you're trying to get your welly as close to the stick as possible. So, depending on local custom, different rules apply to the sport. In parts of Somerset, for example, the boot is filled with water before being thrown. Some competitions allow a run-up before releasing the boot, while others require the throw to be made from a standing position, which may be enforced by making the throw stand in an empty dustbin. In Welbury of North Yorkshire, the size of the boot
stand in this bin and chuck this welly, you minge, right now.
Well, it's like when you're playing darts, you can't go past, is it called the oche? If you go past the oche, it's a foul. I mean, I like darts as well, but I'm absolutely rubbish at it. And I tell you what, have you ever had an injury playing darts before? I've pulled muscles playing darts.
No. How did you pull muscle playing darts, you tosser?
By not
manage that.
He's a wanger, actually.
I'm more of a wanger than a tosser, have you know? And I fucking went and fucking put armpit out. Fucking really painful. What happened there?
I didn't stretch, and I was thrown because I just there was a point where I wasn't throwing the dart sufficiently hard enough, and it was bouncing off. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I've got to really whack it." So I was trying to go gentle, like I was playing snooker, and it wasn't working. So I was just like, "All right, whack." And it was actually, I tell you what, I wasn't accurate, but it was a lot more. It was a lot more satisfying that way. And that was the thing. I just realised. Oh, you know what? I don't actually care about being competitive. I've had 5 pints in me. This is just a laugh. Oh, we've got a list of rule. Oh, here we go. Bog snorkeling is something. Bog snorkeling. The world bog snorkeling champion. Yeah, you've literally got to go snorkeling for a bog. How about that? That's the sort of game. I mean, yeah, like I said, I like all these other sort of like computer games, and I'll probably be playing Mad Max tonight. But
Jesus Christ, I've just checked the stream. Welly Wanging, the world record is 170 feet. Jesus Christ.
How can you throw a boot that far?
Yeah, scroll back down again on the thing.
Eddie Hall throwing shoes.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
yes.
God,
So if I go back to... So it was sent by Tony Rogers in Wiltshire in 1978 using a size 8 Dunlop. Well, that's easy. He's throwing a size 8, isn't he? Dunlop Challenger boots.
Hey, babe, I'm in the Guinness World Records. I'm the top wanger.
I'm a world record tosser.
So
I wonder...
Well, throwing technique isn't... I'm not sure, Eddie... Is that the right build for throwing stuff? Because it depends on what you're throwing, right? Like a javelin... I don't know. Like the people who are like throwing javelins or like... Then again, shot put is different.
Prior to Jeff Cake's training for strongman events, he was a shot putter. And he was a good shot putter.
Yeah, it depends what you're throwing, though, because, like, you know, I don't think the build you want to throw a javelin would be a strongman build.
No, because you need to
be a chicken.
Because there's a run-up. Still, though, I mean, lads, we can't talk about fucking games from the West Country without talking about the elephant in the room, which is, of course, the glossy cheese rolling.
Oh,
just talking about
I remember with cheese rolling, seeing like there was a guy trying to talk about it on GMTV, and he brought like this fucking like, you know, third worlder in whose parents probably moved there. Like, and it's like, you've been here for a generation, then you want to go, well, talking about English sports is offensive, and English is an identity, and this guy just wanted to fucking talk about rolling cheese down a hill. It's like, shut up, you've been here 2 minutes. You're not going to sit there and fucking tell me, like, who has been here for hundreds to tens of thousands of years about fucking... you know, what sports I can do and how I can identify in my own fucking country.
The problem is that the site of that particular cheese rolling contest, you can just go there out of it. So if you want, lads, that might be a meetup for the day. We can have we can have a fucking Nat lads cheese rolling on the Gloucester cheese roll. I'll buy us a double Gloucester, and we can see which one of us breaks the most bones in an hour long period.
No holds barred.
No holes barred, mate. It's fucking savage though, the way that they do it.
No ribs left intact.
You've been mountain boarding. That's good.
Why is that just like sledding down a hill in the summer?
Yeah, well, on wheels. It's fucking awesome, man.
So it's skateboarding then?
No, it's snowboarding. It's much more akin to snowboarding on wheels in the summer.
I'm going to get the cheese rolling site up. It's probably...
So what's you saying that 25 people were injured in an annual cheese rolling competition in which daredevils chase giants? So the thing is, every year there's 12 of the 25 people that were spectators. That was good. Oh, nice. He says one of whom was hit on the head with a 4-kilogram cheese wheel. No, so you just sat there at the bottom of the hill going, oh, that cheese is going really fast, isn't it? Oh, it's coming towards me. Bonk. I've never been 4 kilogram of cheese going really fast. Yeah, that'll hurt. I've never been chasing after cheese before, but there was a game that my mates and I used to do called Hold Your Beer, and there was this hill next to us, and it had these not shell, well, they were shell casings. They were shell casings for chestnuts, I think it was. And they actually work quite well. They work a bit like ball bearings. So what we used to do is we used to sit on this hill and slide down there. And this was quite a large hill. I mean, I want to say it was about like 50-foot vertical incline of 45 degrees in some places. It's quite steep. And we'd have a beer, and you pop off the top on your beer, and you'd slide down whilst not spilling your beer. And I always managed to win that one.
Yeah, that's because you've got the centre of gravity, which is like inbuilt stabilisation.
You just drank it beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can drink it beforehand, but I thought it was kind of fun, just like this idea that you're sliding down the hill with a beer in the hand, and you're trying not to spill any on yourself. I just like to think I got an inherent sense of balance. I'm how balanced I am. So
an innate ability to preserve beer.
Yeah, we've done an hour now, and I was thinking, it says we've done 49 minutes 48 seconds. So sorry, I thought we started at 5 o'clock. We didn't. So I've had a game of backgammon against Skugge. Does anybody else fancy a game against me, your host?
Do it.
Yeah,
do you want another game?
I don't know how to play backgammon. Otherwise,
I didn't.
Yes.
Neither do I.
Well, that's the, well, you see, yeah, that's the thing. Skuggy didn't know until today, and we got. If I go on to backgammon,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
You've activated my trap.
Yu-Gi-Oh isn't even good. Duel Masters was always superior, and Magic is for gays.
Shut up and stop talking shite.
I've played Magic the Gathering before, but I gave all my cards to my cousin because he's really into it. But he got the rules here. It says about how to move your piece from one side to the other.
And chess.
If you
we're doing chess next week.
We do drafts.
Well, I'm going to play chess against Skugge next week, and I imagine that would take
fucking. Go play solitaire.
Blackjack, but for kids.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if I can find some way of streaming it, I mean, Skugge was talking about doing tabletop simulator, and I'd be up for that because we could play Ludo or Snakes and Ladders or something and stream.
Speaking of game, what the fuck? I wanted to raise this up, but on PlayStation Plus for this month, the free games are Farming Simulator and Cities. I'm like, really? That's what you're giving away for free in lockdown, not like something good that people actually want to play.
What are you talking about?
Farming
Simulator is ace.
No, just get a real farm.
I mean, I'm starting one pretty much. With my fucking radishes and beetroots.
Nice. I'm growing spring onions and spuds at the moment.
I'm considering, when I get a big boy house, possibly I'll do a bit of backyard farming.
Well, are you doing spuds in a bucket?
Yeah, I'm doing spuds in a bucket and the spring onions. And the mint and the parsley I'm growing is on the windowsill in my bedroom. So occasionally I sort of wake up and I rub the mint leaves and just go, minty smells.
I really can imagine you as
you fucking autist. You fucking autist.
I mean, that's the idea, right? You grow mint so you can rub it occasionally and just go, it smells nice. It's literally, it appears we both like mint, don't we?
Oh, you
mint?
Mint. Yeah, mint's
mint,
great.
as in like beef mince, or are you saying mint?
Mint, the sweet tasting herb.
Yeah, well, you put it in cooking, but I swear it gave me the shits the other day.
Did you wash the bird poo off of it?
No.
Minty smell.
Minty smell.
I'll tell you what, I'd huff all day. I would huff vanilla all day.
I would do the same with cinnamon. I really like cinnamon. Hey, Skuggy, do you fancy another game of this whilst we're all having a chat? They can watch us and we can learn them something, pal. Teach these young ones about the ancient game of backgammon. No.
Let me make myself black.
He's going to Aunt Sally himself.
Ride, Sally, ride.
Where is it?
I thought backgammon I thought it was a playing card game.
No, it's like the first game or the oldest game we know about, and it's what is it? It's a table game. You've got counters on the table.
Oh. The oldest game we know about. Are you sure about that?
I mean, if anybody can chat, if you can find something that's older than backgammon and we can play it, then we'll do it.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's the Natural History Museum put out a new set of a game that was like tens of thousands of years old or something.
It was an Aztec one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I thought Mahjong is supposed to be extremely old.
That's 19th century.
Are you sure?
Mahjong is apparently something the English came up and taught the the Ching Chongers.
Yeah, I don't know how to play it.
Mahjong is a bit like dominoes, really. You just got dominoes in a pyramidal layer.
Are you not in the multiplayer thing yet?
Oh, there we go.
Can we not play that drawing game that makes everyone piss themselves?
Not Rufus. Well, I could.
Yeah, it's called There you go.
Oh, fucking goddamn it.
Sorry, the game is called You Are.
Yeah, I was just thinking about because we were talking about it on 4T the stream Hemi and I do, which starts with 4T, and I can't remember what the last word is. I always get it mixed up. All right, you go first, Skuggy. But there's this Egyptian board game with like dice and these counters on it. And is that the Tom Scott video, Cappy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I do want to play it sometime. But backgammon's one of the oldest games around, and it's like I said, it's if we were in a pub right now and they had a backgammon board, I'd quite happily have a pint of cider and be.
I remember we had a power cut in my town because of weather, and I remember everyone just went to the pub and then played old games. It was nice, very, very nice.
Hey,
it's wholesome, isn't it? It's just you spend time with your mates and you play games, and even if you're not playing the games, like if you're one of the old blokes playing Patang and you got the kids and everyone else, they're just watching your game of bowls.
I think it is sad where the only thing that a lot of people do every night is just go play pool at the pub. I'm like, come on, I've seen this too much.
My granddad used to play a lot of snooker when he was in the forces.
Yeah,
he's too blind to play any of those sorts of games now.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I find pool is fun to play with like girls, but like if that's all you do every night, it's like fucking hell.
Because you destroy them.
Well, yeah, but at the same time,
I mean, pool and darts, those are games of skill. I ain't got much skill, but I do like games of strategy. And the thing I like about backgammon is you've got chance, which I think makes things fairer. But there is strategy involved in it. I mean, if you watch Scuggy and I playing, you see he's got two vulnerable pieces, if you can follow my cursor. If I can land on one of those, I can take it off to get bogged, and I've got one that's vulnerable. So we're trying to keep these. Well, I'm trying to keep mine safe. I don't know what his plans are. Let's see. I can make that one safe. I can bear that off. Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh, nice. You roll doubles.
Epic.
So when you roll double in this, you can do four goes effectively.
So what is the aim?
Well, the aim is, you see, if you can follow my cursor along. So I am trying to move all my white counters anti-clockwise across the board. I'm trying to get them in this quarter here, and this quarter is called my home. Scuggy is moving clockwise, and he's trying to do the same there. And when you get all your counters in your home quarter, you can start bearing them off here. And the first to bear them off wins the game.
Every piece of the round.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. So I'm going to move that one 2, and then I'm going to move it 6, and there you go. I've taken one of your counters off.
Tell you what, a really, really good show. I've never seen anything like it. That is kind of about games like this. It's an anime called Kaiji. And it is so intense because it's about games like this, but where you gamble. And I've never seen a live action show or film like that.
Weep trash.
Leave my Chinese cartoons alone.
Japanese weep.
Kaiji Kaju PG Jojo.
Kaiji is fucking good. It's really tense. Like
I tell you. What game I enjoyed, which was not game, chinky cartoon I enjoyed, was Kills in Panzer. That's it. I just the idea that it's in this alternate universe where schools are on converted aircraft carriers, and the sport of tank battles is seen as a ladylike pursuit, like flower arranging, and the girls want to do it because, of course, everyone knows that a good tankery combatant makes for a good wife, and husbands like a girl who know how to handle a tank. Oh, look at that double sixes. Oh. So I can't move these because if I go that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I can't move that there, but I can move this one here. So there's 2 of my 6s. Come on, click on it, move there. So what else can I do? I can't move that one, but I can move. So I can move these ones. All right, move you there, and then move you there. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I could have taken one of his pieces off, but I didn't do that. So, well, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get our counters in there. But if you can take one of his counters off the board, that makes that means he's got to start.
I don't get the dice rolls.
What do you mean you don't get the dice rolls?
Why are you rolling dice?
It's how many moves you can have.
Yeah. So you got 2 dice. So I've got 1 and a 6, which means I can move one piece 1 and another piece 6. Or I can take, for example, this counter. I can move it 1. Then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I'll be able to get this one out of here. And the thing is, I'm still making that. Oh, okay. Come on. There we go. That one's vulnerable. That one's vulnerable.
So, like, if he
lands a count,
you can't move that one.
For example, that one was vulnerable and he's just taken it. So when it becomes my move, I've got to try and get this one off of the bar back onto the play piece. But if you see here, I can only go there, there, or there. So I've got to roll a 1, a 2, or a 3, 4, 5. And if I don't roll that,
anti-clockwise.
Yeah, so I'm moving anti-clockwise here, and he's moving clockwise there. So white's move anti-clockwise, black's move clockwise. No, I've got a pass, you see. Neither of my rolls could get that out, so I've missed a go.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, and this is the thing. You can get quite strategic. You can, like, if you had, like, 2 pieces and all of the 6 squares there, and you managed to get one of these pieces off, effectively these pieces...
What really pissed me off the other day is the amount of Americans who don't know how to play chess. I'm like, are you fucking joking me?
Everyone knows how to play chess.
No, they don't, mate. I know. I had to teach this 30-year-old American how to play chess. He'd never been taught how. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I mean, I don't know how to play chess well, but I do know how to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, is there an online chess thing that we could?
Yeah, there is chess on this.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked! Can we? I'll give someone a game of that.
Okay, I'll play you, Cappy.
Yeah, sick. Has someone got the link?
It's in the chat. I mean, it goes to the backgammon one, but it's on that page.
And the thing is, if I did that, I mean, we'd have to find some way of like sharing the screen, unless you wanted to do it yourself. But
no, it's all right. I'll do it. Cowpat, I'll give you a game, mate. If you want to.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm sure we can make it quick as well. So.
But I mean, Cappy, like we could play one now.
It's all right. I'll wait. Let's wait till these do it because we're on stream. We're going to make it vaguely entertaining.
Yeah, that's true.
We're almost towards the end of this game anyway, so I think Scuggy might win this one.
Okay. Go on, Scugs. Go on, Scugs. Fuck him up, Scugs. Go on, Scugs.
I've got a vulnerable piece there.
There you go, mate. Go on, 1, 2. Give me a 1, 2. Go on, Scugs.
What do I get? I've got a 4 and 6. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I can make that one safe. There we go. So there we go. There. All my pieces are safe now, and he's got 1 vulnerable piece. Well, I get a feeling that might change soon.
Go on, Scugs.
That's safe. And then what are you going to do with that 6?
I can only do that.
There. You've put yourself in a bit of a pickle there, my friend. Yes. What's going to happen? So I can't get that one, but I can get this one here. Yeah. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'll do that. 1, 2, 3. Take that one off. and then 1, 2. That makes that one safe, and I've got 2 vulnerable ones. So you've got to roll a 1, 2, or 3 to get out, and you've rolled double 3s, of course. Nice roll, mate.
Go Skug. Go Skug. Beat him up. Go Skug.
All right. What
Go
what's
Skug.
fucking
Fucking. If you win, he gets deported.
1, 2,
Go Skug.
3, 4.
Go Skug. Go Skugs.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what can I do with this? I can make. There we go. I'll make that safe. I'm gonna play it safe now.
So yeah, I don't really play video games, but anymore, as I've said.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a bit. As I get older, I'm like, why don't I find these fun anymore?
Yeah, exactly. I think quality overall is sort of declined too. Or it could just be maybe we are getting old.
No, it's not just that. The fact is, the people making games these days are quite hostile to us, and they go out of their way to make the characters ugly, and they sort of say, "Oh, being fun is not like the objective of their game."
Being useful and telling a good story is secondary to it's just they purposely make things that don't really appeal to straight white men.
Well, it's a bit like the stand-ups these
implying
days.
Implying that anyone but straight white men, for instance, the theory falls to shit because look at Tomb Raider, for instance. The idea is that if there's representation in something, you will check it out. However, Tomb Raider, for instance, is features a woman,
not a big-titted woman,
right? But it features a woman who, she's got big tits, but she's attractive. She's athletic, but she's also smart. She's got a posh accent. She's very, she's a character.
Archaeology.
Yeah, she's into archaeology. She's got a degree, so she's smart, she's sexy, and that's what people like. But the genre of action adventure, and I guess exploration, etc., that only appeals to men. So it doesn't really matter who you put in there. It's the genre. In my opinion.
Well, I mean, if you make a good game, then you can start empathizing with the characters. But there's often the stories and stuff where I can't empathize with the characters, and I don't care about them. That happened to me with Game of Thrones. I thought none of these characters are relatable.
I think it got worse as it went on. And a lot of people talked about that with Game of Thrones.
When they ran out of story.
Well, yeah, because the writers were hacks. Like, they could adapt shit, but they were useless at. The thing with Game of Thrones, they ditched key parts of the lore that ties everything together that just isn't in the TV show, and they're not very talented writers anyway. They sort of were con men who con their way into making it. So when they ran out of source material, they didn't know what to do, and everyone's really disappointed. But the sunken cost fallacy started coming up, where we got to see how it ends at least, even if it's a train wreck. Yeah.
Do you know, I've got the last series on my computer, and I still haven't watched that game. The last series. I mean, I saw the dragon using ice breath on the wall, and then the wall breaks, and then the people were tweeting, it's like, see, Donald Trump, magic zombie dragons can defeat walls. What's the point in having a wall? I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but this is the thing, that if you're liberal, or back when I was a bit younger, say in my mid-teens, maybe a decade ago, like, if you were liberal, you liked Harry Potter, and if you were based, you liked Lord of the Rings. It was that simple.
See, I liked both. Here was the weird thing, because obviously, me and Cappy are a similar age, and it was both of those series were really popular when we were young. But Harry Potter, I never quite understood. Like, Golden One did a video actually talking about this, where he said, this is about a rags to riches, where there's not really any struggle, just basically the guy gets superpowers and he all of a sudden is rich and famous, etc. Right? And but there's no struggle really, it's just Deus Ex Machina. Whereas the Hobbits, Sam and Frodo, they don't have any superpowers. But they're heroic because it's about loyalty, friendship, and struggle, and and they win, and then in the end, the king bows to them, and that's a really, really good kind of, I guess, parable for people, and that does appeal to right-wing people more. But
it's why it's a good story. I mean, I'm not a heroic character; I'm just a hobbit. But the fact is, I mean,
there's way more factors. There's like secondary aesthetics. You know, it really captures the mythology of Christian mythology and pagan mythology and folklore, and
they were all white.
Yeah, they're all
English,
white. They're all
pretty much
English.
Yeah.
You know, the Shire is the Shire of England, etc. And it does different things. There's a lot going on, like a lot more meta than people realize. But so I see why that does appeal. But when I was watching Harry Potter, what I took away from it was... You want
to challenge me to a game, Cappy?
Yeah, sure. Hang on. So I go to this link in chat. Right.
Yeah.
So
okay. It's What I saw was, this is like a secular society full of, European folklore and kind of Victorian aesthetics, and they have a very kind of traditionalist society in many ways. Yeah, at least aesthetically.
Just a minute, Hobbit. Where's this link happening? So chess.
Oh, I just put it. I put it into the YouTube chat because I don't know how to do a private chat.
Oh fuck! I can't have a multiplayer. Enter your name.
Is there any Lord of the Rings board games?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a Dune tabletop game as well. That, in fact, due to licensing, I think they call it Rex now.
Oh.
All right, you'll go, mate.
Oh yeah, I'm white, aren't
I? I was just gonna say, yeah. So, but Harry Potter, I saw is like
you're undercover in the clan.
Harry Potter couldn't occur in this weird multicultural kind of thing, and I didn't understand why so many shitlibs liked it, because the way I interpret it, it is this secular society of tradition of historical aesthetics, etc., and the structure of the society is very European. But I guess so I really don't know what liberals take away from it. Is it nerds defeat the big meanies? Like. That doesn't make it explicitly shitlib,
I never read it, so I can't say.
I've only watched the films.
But the thing is, like the author now in 2020, like retconned a bunch of shit,
Fucking Hermione's black.
I'm still relevant. I'm still relevant. Please, I'm still relevant. I'm not,
because her other writing wasn't particularly good.
Well, I mean, was Harry Potter particularly good?
I see why it had the appeal that it did, because
to kids
at the time it was actually very creative. It invoked history and proud tradition, etc. But then shitlibs just sort of co-opted it, and just seemed to frame everything in this
Donald Trump is Voldemort.
This extremely weird, childish way. But then looking it back, I'm like, why exactly was Voldemort bad, and why if a man wrote it, you could guarantee, like, not only would the wizards use wands, they'd get guns. Gun mage, that would be fucking awesome.
Gun mage.
I think
it sounds like something like out of fucking Borderlands.
You're shooting magic out of one hand, you've got a gun in the other. So but is it just Revenge of the Nerds? Is that why they like it?
Maybe they see themselves in it. I mean, there's a lot of people, they find the characters very relatable, and maybe that's it.
Right wingers are ultimately Slytherin, right? Because I remember in the first films thinking Draco was fucking awesome, and then they turn him into this pussy. It's so funny.
Right,
he just shows up and he's like,
that was a check.
I don't know.
Oh, mate, right. I don't know which one it was, but one of Draco's pals, his cronies. Apparently, I'm the only one that noticed that his fat mate turned into a skinny black guy in the late films.
Really?
Yeah, I swear he's Crab or Goyle or something like that.
Well, I remember the first two films are actually very charming, in my opinion. They're not. I don't think anything about it is overtly offensive to me. There's a lot of very nice aesthetics. It's very Victorian. It's just this sweet story about a magical adventure for kids. There's not really anything wrong with it. But now, I don't know. It's like, are the adults who endlessly consumed this story now like that? Like,
or
is that how they
am
do
I
it?
able to make you think?
Shit. That is completely chucked a spanner in the works. That I completely forgot we had a board there. Shit. Right, hang on. Yeah. Give me a second.
That's all right. Take your time, mate. I mean, have a good think about it. I'm just not doing random pieces here and hoping I hope this will throw him off. And I was right. I did.
Hang on, how are we gonna?
It is something that might be considered unpopular, right? But I never read the Harry Potter, but I did read Redwall when I was a kid.
Redwall was. I don't really remember the stories, but I know my mum actually used to read those stories to me. They were cool, I think.
Oh yeah, they were based. I mean, it's a classic fight of good versus evil.
Yeah, they're all just little squirrels and shit.
I remember once there were these Corsair rats, and they came over, and one of them, it was kind of like the evil of ignorance, the other was the evil of cunning, and they just could not fit into Redwall, and eventually they were exiled because they kept like nicking stuff and breaking things, and I can't remember what they did, but they did something like really egregious, like
in the ghetto in America. They say that the reason they started bringing up this line of privilege, where reading bedtime stories to your kids, that is something that only white people do.
Because only white people read.
Yeah.
But
like this isn't a thing that other people do, and they think that's privilege. It's like, well, just stop being a fucking illiterate piece of shit and read to your kids as you put them to bed.
I hate that thing where it's like too many white people are doing this.
You need to stop doing this so that my retarded ass has an advantage.
Too many white people hiking and playing croquet and.
I mean, what does it matter what white parents are doing for their kids? We've all got our rituals, some read to kids, and
my parents
and some smack them, and it's just like you tend to your kids and focus on raising them up, and you just
then again,
I don't pay attention to.
Can we take a minute to just appreciate the what Phil brought up on the stream last night, where he talked about how like the kid who's raised by the nan always turns out weird.
Yeah,
he was watching Rupert the Bear, and he just immediately when he was a kid, he goes,
Rupert.
He said, he went, "This is for the nan kid. This is not for me."
Oh, I didn't see that one coming.
The fucking Rupert.
How is it? Rupert the Bear turns like Rupert the Rapist or something. It's just
what?
Oh, stop it! Don't you ruin Rupert Bear.
I don't really see anything wrong with Rupert, to be honest. But I kind of see what he meant.
Phil was like talking about stuff, and I was like, "How did he see this? I didn't see this happening."
I think it's the kind of kid that Rupert is very obviously for like 4-year-olds. And I think there's probably a kid in his class who was like 9 to 10 years old still watching Rupert. I don't know.
Oh, man. Who even knows? Who even knows?
Well,
I don't know.
What
do you know?
But I thought Harry Potter we're talking about a time loop here, but around 2010, there was a lot of cringy fan fiction about it.
Oh,
and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do like the 2008 time loop, but like because I've seen there's users who still do that, and it's cringe. But I'm thinking, I thought it was well established that this was cringe by now, and yet the people who go on Reddit and like they're still talking about this kind of thing. But maybe that's a 2016 time loop kind of thing,
Oh,
but you see, that's what I don't even talk about it, because I'm just like, yeah, the people that like this, I don't like. This isn't interesting to me, so I'd rather just focus on other things. I mean, for example,
it's okay to make observations.
Oh yeah, by all means. But I've always enjoyed chess, but I'm absolutely shit at it.
You'd think with all the RTS and autism, you'd be a lot better.
Well, no, that's the thing. I'm not good at seeing ahead and predicting the other because chess is more a game of psychology than. I mean, yeah, there's strategy in it. Definitely is strategy in it, but I'd say chess is more about psychology. Like, if you're playing with an opponent and you know what they're like, you can go, oh yeah, I know what sort of moves they do.
Well, I think
you
it's
can counter it.
I always thought it was more knowing the moves and how to counter moves, etc. Much like a martial art.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a great game, but I mean,
it was invented in Russia, wasn't it?
What, chess?
No, it was Middle East. It was a Middle Eastern game. I think the Persians came up with chess or something like that.
That's okay then.
Do I want to play with my knight, or do I want to do something else?
Isn't it like a Mesopotamian kind of thing?
Well, that's why I say Persia or something.
People talk about Mesopotamia, but I don't know anything about that era. And whenever I do I've done a cursory Google search, it just shows me like there's not really that many art. Yeah, I don't know. Was it kind of Gothic? Was it Middle East? Was it? It was an empire, right? It
was a Bronze Age civilization. It spanned multiple things. It was like what came before the Babylonians and the Sassanids.
And then there was what's the other one? Byzantine.
That was like later on after the 5th century.
Byzantine was when East and West Rome split into the various things. They had an ecumenical disagreement on what the church should be.
Right.
I think that's what part of it was. So that puts me in check. But if I go there,
I can't remember who it was, but I know it was one of the emperors. Like said that the inherit like the West and the East. There'll be 2 emperors or something. It was something goofy, like all the Roman stuff.
The Romans are pretty cool.
They're cool, but they are goofy.
You reckon? Why?
Just the weird.
I like that Marcus Aurelius talks about. PewDiePie was talking about Marcus Aurelius, and he was in constant pain, and it made him quite philosophical.
Oh, mate, just like me.
I got to admit, like the
right, just because you've got leprosy, Scuggy.
When I get into bouts of pain, it makes me philosophical. Oh, that was clever. There we go. There's a check. Well done.
All right, Hobbit, we having a game.
Yeah.
Ah, well, I was thinking of like doing 1.5 hours or even an hour, and we got like we've been live for about 21 minutes. Yeah, sure.
It shouldn't take that long.
Yeah,
1 hour and 21 minutes. But
yeah.
Go and have it. It won't be like me. Geralt, you'll thrash Geralt. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, he's seen me play, so you're not Phil, are you?
How do I join?
So there's the cardgames.io/chess link in the chat, and so you just create yourself a character, just make yourself a name, and
okay.
So you click on multiplayer and you choose a name, and then if you make it Geralt, I'll click on you.
Okay. Geralt. Okay.
Who is Jack?
It's not me.
No, I'm just looking at his
on
hair.
me.
Lead.
I've been challenged by Hobbit. Accept. Cool.
All right.
I'm white.
Go on then, white boy. You move first.
White boy.
Hobbit is black, in it.
I am the real Black King round here.
Fuck me.
Copying my moves, you fucking.
Oh my fucking hell, lads! Jesus Christ, that neither of you know how to play chess. This is so painful.
Well, this is why I was like, backgammon's a good game because I can play backgammon whilst chatting. With chess, it's like, oh god, I've got to think about what I'm doing, and I don't know what I'm doing, and what happens here and what happens there. The thing is, right, I can copy his moves, but eventually he does an attack, I'm 1 move down, and then I can't copy him anymore. I'm just being annoying.
Castle him. I know you can't do it right now, but castle.
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
God, I need a new office chair.
Yeah, same here, mate.
One of these days on stream, I'm gonna like fall over.
I want a proper chair, like one made in them Victorian days and stuff.
Don't you want PewDiePie's chair?
No, I want a chair made from leather and stuffed otter fur or something. It's got to be good. It's got to be a good thing. But no, I thought, everyone's doing these sort of various shows, and no one actually does a show where it's just like talking about games whilst playing games and just chatting about things what we do to pass the time, innit? So I couldn't think of a name for the show, so I just called it Emergency Game Show. Do not mention the incident.
Just call it the Ludarium.
I think in the future what I'll do is I'm going to start. I can't do that because then your night can take me. This could be over very soon.
Call it the Ludarius.
But I might do it later on in the evening and just like I want to be BBC Two to BBC One's patriotic alternative.
Don't move it. Oh,
yeah, sorry, mate. I'm not good at chess, as you can see. You got
it on the ropes.
What I lack.
Right, firstly, Hobbit. What you're gonna do, okay, is if nothing happens, you're going to use that bishop and move it up on the left diagonal to take that pawn next to the king. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If nothing happens. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what else can Geralt do.
I mean, I'd need a rook to get in there so that because if I was to move the bishop and then the king takes my bishop.
No, you don't. No, because you've got because if you move the knight, if you move your bishop there, the king can't take it because if he takes it, the knight will take the king.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that black knight's in the right place, isn't he?
Yeah. So
I'll take that.
No, don't move the pawn. Don't move the pawn. Move the bit. Sorry, I'm on a delay. I'm watching the screen. Move the bishop and take that, and then bang.
Yeah, there we go. So that puts him in check, and we'll just see if Geralt does the same thing I did, or if he did that another move. But if you watch on the StreamYard, I think there's a lot less of a delay.
I can't do it on StreamYard because it just shows a loading screen. I can't see media on the StreamYard.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, okay. So you moved there.
Where did Geralt move? It's still loading for me. We're playing this like a game show in 2004. Right. Okay. I've seen it now.
Oh, get your touch tone phone and play that Hugo game. They made a computer game of Hugo. Let's see. Do I want to do anything with my knight? No.
You want to?
I'm going to move my pawn up. There we go. See what that does. I wish there could be more pawns in this game. Like 2 ranks of them instead of just the 1.
No, that would... that's a good decision. Yeah, you put some pressure on the knight. I
suppose if I played this game like loads and loads, like with playing music or Scrabble, eventually I just sort of certain things would just sit in my mind. I'm going to have your knight, mate.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No. Right, okay, so what you're going to do is first Hobbit.
I took his knight. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that's brutal.
It is a spectator sport, but at the same time, I'm just Leroy Jenkins this. So
Leroy Jenkins!
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to castle your king and get him in defense position there, and then we're going to do an en passant move with the bishops underneath the protecting the pawns, and just go for it here, Leroy Jenkins.
The only reason I remembered castling was because it's like the only time you can move 2 pieces in one turn.
Right, okay, so what you're going to do, Geralt, okay, is this is Hobbit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Hobbit, do you know what to do in this situation, or would you like me to advise?
All right, what am I doing here? Let me see. Do I see anything obvious? Well, his king and his queen could take my bishop. My bishop can't change anything.
But what you're going to do is, that rook on the left-hand side of the board?
Yeah.
Move that 2 squares to the right.
So move it from H to F?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a good move. Is there any other move I would do? Let me see. No, I'm happy with where the knight is. I'm not going to move the bishop. If I move the pawns up, that won't do much. Yeah, I'm going to move that castle there. There we go. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Okay. I'm going to have your queen. There we go.
Bastard.
Oh, no.
Yeah, now go and take the queen.
I took his queen.
Good.
You're in the past, mate. Ah, that's my king.
Okay,
no,
now what you're going to do is you're going to take that knight and move it to G3.
This knight?
No, the forward knight.
The forward knight, yeah.
Yeah.
G and then 3. Oh yeah, and then I can put him in check.
Yeah.
But then the castle will take. That's all right.
No, because you've got a bishop right there.
Yeah, the bishop will protect him. Yeah, so if I move him there, you're in check.
So he's going to have to react to it.
Yeah.
And
there's 2 things he can do to react. Is there 2 things? Yeah, there's 2 things which the pawn can't move backwards. Yeah. And then I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Which takes the pressure off of your king.
All right, Hobbit, do you see the next move?
Let me have a think.
Yeah, have a think about it.
Yeah. So with my next move, I would, let's see, what would I do? What looks good here? The queen's not going to. The queen could do something actually.
No, before you do that, look at your other bishop.
Yeah.
What could it do to the king?
Oh yeah, it can put the bishop in can put the king into check. Not the hey, look at that. So those bishops are controlling the black and the white squares. Oh, if I had a rook there as well, I could force the king into H1, but he can't get to H1. He'd have to go to G1. Do I want to do anything with that bishop? Let me think. I could do that. Then what could he do? I mean, it's just a pawn. There's not much you can do with the pawn. No, if I leave that where
you use them to set up traps, generally.
Yeah, that's it. Do I want to do anything with that? I could go there. Then I could go. Can't go there.
Alternatively, you could take the bishop on H3 and move it to F5. The bishop on H3 and move it to F5. Oh, sorry, no, I'm looking at your board. Basically, the bishop to the far left of the board and move it to down 2 squares diagonally.
So that would be F5. So then it could attack the knight.
Yeah.
What else could it do? It can go there. It can go there. It could go there. It can go there. All right. What was I going to do though? I mean, if I move that, that's not interesting. If I move that there, that's not interesting. If I move that there, that's not interesting. If I move that there, bishop would take that. So that's no good. If I move that there, I can put the bishop in jeopardy. Do I want to move that there? Do I want to keep the queen close to the king?
I mean, alternatively, if you want to expand, you could take that pawn from C7 and move it forward 2 spaces.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Alternatively, you could also move, if you really want to go
I'm going to do this.
You could move the queen 2 spaces forward to threaten the rook, but then again, you also take it into play of that particular, of that bishop that could fuck you. So, yeah.
I mean, the thing about this is, I mean, I'm all up for games of chess, but it's a bit low energy because Geralt and I are being quiet as we're concentrating on the game, and you guys aren't saying anything about Welly Wanging or aren't Saleh. So, aren't Saleh.
I was just looking at.
The problem is if Geralt moves that rook forward 2 spaces, your king's now in check. That's the point. Yeah. Instead of forcing him to react. Did you see what we're going with?
Yeah.
By the way, Geralt, free tooltip.
Oh.
That rook in the middle of your board, just move it forward 2 spaces.
Then his queen will take it, so no.
Oh, I hadn't spotted that one. I was thinking, what my bishop's going to do? Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, fuck, I'm behind on the fucking show.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're in the past, mate.
Living in the past.
You backseat driver. So it's my turn, and let's see, what can I do? I'm happy with where the bishops are. Do I want to take... Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll have another pawn. Oh, no! it's all right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But this is where we... can your king get close to my king? Let's just have it.
If you fuck this up, I am never going to forgive you.
That's all right. I'm unforgivable.
I think. Right. So I've got an option.
So yeah, games are great. Games are part and parcel of our rich and diverse history. And if it wasn't for games, we'd be boring, serious people.
Take the bishop with the pawn,
said the actress.
Well, he just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm behind on the fucking stream.
Yeah, you're in the past, you fuddy duddy.
Shut up. Do what I want.
Yeah.
Young whippersnapper.
I was playing backgammon before you Johnny come lately. So like, no, let's play the modern game of chess.
Okay.
All right, so yeah. Okay.
No, Geralt, you should have moved that pawn forward.
But he didn't.
I didn't.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah. So I'll have your pawn.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't spotted that. But that's okay because I can do this. Oh, that wasn't a very good move, Hobbit, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. But it's all part of my master strategy of joke's on you. I was only pretending to be a bad player. Do you like my hustle?
But not for me.
Oh, this is so tense.
It's not fucking tense, lad. Just
shit. Right.
Should I get the on the Humble Bundle the Blood Bowl Legendary Editions on offer? I was thinking about it.
Have you never played it?
I played the
Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl's great. It's
Blood Bowl. I thought you said Blood Bowl.
Rugby, but you get to kill your opponents.
Right, so Geralt, if you want a bit of advice here, you know that pawn that's next to the king diagonally?
Aye.
Right, move it forward one square and threaten his knight, and you moved your knight. Okay.
Yep, but then his queen.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, Geralt, let's go really fast, and then Capstan can't offer his strategic insights.
This is torturous. This is awful.
Yeah, it is brutal.
Oopsie. Oh no. Willy Bum.
I love how we've just completely forgotten we even have an audience.
Well, there's 6 watching. I assume that 6 is us. Well, there's only 4 of us. Who's the other 2? Oh,
what's anyone else saying?
Is it? Oh, I can imagine it's the glow in the dark GCHQ handlers and be like, right,
most likely.
Ralph has told us to watch this, and they're like, oh, and it's like, why are they? Oh my god, this is the worst game. I can just imagine the strategic masterminds at MI watching this and like, oh my god, These people are not a threat.
Geralt,
Look how
take it,
spastic
Bishop.
they are.
I didn't see what he moved.
Queen.
I moved my queen.
Take it. Because you're a spec.
Yeah.
How can you
Sneaky
take my
fucker.
bishop? Oh,
I
you
take
took
your
my
queen.
queen.
Yeah.
That's worse than a bishop.
Sorry, big guy.
Fucking
I know.
Oh, so now we're
Yeah.
shit.
Geralt, move your knight to fucking G5.
Oh,
Move your knight to G.
Yeah, you threaten his bishop and his king.
yeah, that's true. I didn't see that.
I've got to move my king. There's nothing else. I can't take your knight.
Well, you could have taken it with that queen that you shouldn't
Got
have
rid of.
moved.
Sacrificed.
You fucking spared.
Yeah.
Right now,
I was hoping
fucking bishop.
I was hoping if I moved the queen to the end of the board, I could have upgraded it to a super queen, but that's not.
I don't think that it's only if you get a pawn to the other side you get a piece back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't.
It would be cool
that
if you got a super queen, but the queen can already do anything. What could it do apart from jump over stuff?
Move in an L shape,
Yeah, true.
and that's all you can do. So yeah, I think after this game and the checkmate, which Geralt will win, we'll call it an end there. We'll do another one of these Wednesdays. We might do it at a different time, and one which is more sociable hours for everybody.
Yeah, I'll be down for chess Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Well, I'm up for backgammon, but sure, we'll play chess if everybody enjoys silence whilst there's.
Well, very uninteresting animation plays out on screen.
Fucking! It's just literally. It's just this is actually painful. I don't even know that much about chess. It's just physically like.
I tell you what, if I was to do this, because you can do hot seat games, I'd be more interested to stream like battle chess from DOSBox, and then you just tell me where to move your pieces.
So battle chess.
Hobby, do you think you could get a Blood Bowl 2 Legendary Edition off a Humble Bundle?
Do I have Blood Bowl 2?
No, I had a look. You've got the first one, Legendary Edition, but I was wondering if you could get the second. And then... Because then I'd get it, and then we could stream that fucking disaster.
Yeah, but I'd be more interested in getting. I'd be more interested in getting Tabletop Simulator. The thing is, I've played with Dave before, and he actually understands the objective of the game is to get the ball to the opponent's side.
Oh, shit,
whereas I just play as orcs, and
I like the orcs too.
Yeah, I just play as orcs and smash the other team in and get fouled. I'm like. What do you mean I get fouled for kicking the shit out of their players? I'm orcs.
Right,
I mean,
right, Geralt, move your knight and take the good lad. Good lad.
Yep, can't do that. Can't do that. But
Hobbit, how did you fuck this up? How?
I don't know how to play chess well.
No, don't take the fucking.
I don't care anymore. I want this to be over. I thought I would do an hour-long show and that would be enough.
Yeah, I thought this would be over a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, fuck the pair of you. You can fuck this up yourselves. I'm not helping out anymore. Fuck the lot of you.
Don't. We don't need any help from the audience.
Okay.
Can I win with just a rook and a king?
Yes.
Check.
Oh, I didn't expect that move. No. I can't win now.
Well, there's something you could do. Oh, you fucking idiot! I mean, this is basically checkmate.
Pretty much. I mean, what am I going to do with 2 pawns and a king? I could click on the concede button and just end the suffering now.
No, you could keep moving the pawns to the back of the board.
I'll keep running from him.
More pieces.
No,
I'm a masochist, so I'm just going to be like...
no, he's fucked.
No, he can still keep moving those pawns, and then if they
no, he can't.
Yeah, he can. If you just keep moving them forwards.
That's very true, but now you've got no pieces. So... Okay.
Move pawn forward. There you go.
Check.
No, I meant forward to threaten the knight. You oh, Jesus Christ!
You've got no pieces left. What are you supposed to do?
Kill me! I can't do this. This is torturous. Oh God!
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to take on your king, bitch.
Can a king take a king?
No.
The problem is, Geralt's just going to keep moving that fucking pawn. You can't move anywhere near the king because the king will take you. The game won't let you. Geralt's going to change that pawn and get a queen, and now you're fucked.
I should be allowed to banzai my king.
No, it doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. Go and take his pawn. It's literally the only hope you've got. In fact, now you'll never get there in time.
I can't get there in time. I'm going to upgrade to Super King.
You can't upgrade to Super Kings.
Well,
Finish
this game is gay.
No, take his pawn and his horse.
Yeah. That's literally the only chance you... Nah, fuck it. He's going to get a queen.
Yeah, he's got a queen. Why can't I move diagonally? It's not letting me move.
Because of the queen.
No, because you're in the capture zone of the king.
Oh, yeah. The queen. That's all right. I don't mind. Oh, I can't move there because of the queen, so I'm going to get that knight. Just you wait. I'm going to get this. This knight, his days are numbered.
No, it isn't, though, because you can't fucking take it.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Look, the fucking queen.
Look, I just got his
He
knight.
did. He actually did.
I got your knight, yeah. I'm going to get your queen and all.
Geralt, I am actually going to come and kill you.
I'm going to get your queen, I am.
You can't.
Come on. Come on, move your queen. I'm going to get your queen. I'm not that way, though. 5 hours later.
This is hell. Just endlessly.
2 grandmas.
I need to figure out how to trap you.
Right, Geralt, what you're going to do, okay, is your king...
Just kill yourself.
Move your king one
Right.
space to the right. Or, sorry, one space towards his queen.
Okay.
Or his king, sorry.
It's only let me do those options. I've got to move there. Oh, come on, I can do this, right?
And then move your queen back to the column.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that queen.
Right now. Now move your queen in front of the king. No, don't do that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, fuck everything. This is horrible. This is awful.
A nice, simple game of backgammon. We would have been all right. But no, you had to be like, oh, let's all be big brains and play chess versus Hobbit. Oh, well, joke's on you. I'll make you regret those words.
Oh
yeah? Well, I bet you weren't expecting that move.
So
I'm going to get there somehow. I don't know how. I'm going to get my king to your queen.
No, but you could.
You're not going to see any Grandmaster game like this, are you?
Please concede.
Oh, he's knocking out. This is the final.
Please concede.
No.
Okay. So
I can
how do
still win this, Cappy. You don't believe in me.
No,
This
you
is just
can't. No, you can't. Like you literally can't. If Geralt
Moral
stopped being a
attrition.
sped and listened to me, he could have you in
Okay.
5 moves.
Okay.
No, here's how Hitler can still win. Dresden is just a temporary setback. All right, how do I make him checkmate me? Where can I move so he can do a checkmate?
Oh, he doesn't have to. Basically, he just has to stop being a sped and use the queen to force you into the near side corner, and then use the capture radius of the king in order to just sort of wheedle you in.
All right, I'm
I
going to
thought king
move
couldn't
into.
take a king.
Oh yeah, it can. It can threaten like any other piece.
Oh.
So what you're going to do is move your king 1 space forward. Geralt.
Yeah.
Move it 1 space forward. So that's all you have to do.
I'm going to move to A8, but I can't at the moment because your queen controls that line.
Okay. So then what you're going to do, Geralt, is keep doing that and force him into the corner. Okay. And then you take your queen.
Hey!
Yeah.
Checkmate. Yeah. Can't move forward. Can't
That
move
was
left or
painful.
right.
You had him on the rope.
There we go. There we go. So that's. Thank you very
I
much
think that
for
gave Capstan a stroke.
Oh. took years off my life, that game. Years.
So, if you want more years of your life taken off, join us next Wednesday. We might come at a different time, but it'll be the same place, hosted by my good friend Fremen on the Sand. Thank you very much for letting me be on this emergency game show where we don't mention the incident.
Thanks, Freeman.
And
the MVP.
Thank you very much, Scuggy, Fat
Thanks,
Ex-Wife, and Capstan.
Thank you.
All right. I click end broadcast, not just close, because that doesn't work. End.